working on?
Placing the rotors and pads on a set of Kodiak 225 12-inch trailer brakes. So these rotors were pretty bad. They have a minimum thickness measurement requirement of 21.6 millimeters. I had 24 millimeters, so we were able to cut them instead of buying new ones, which saved about $400 for all 4 wheels.
You had them cut?
Had them cut.
You got a full caliper here.
Yeah, full calipers. So this uses a brake actuator, which is a hydraulic mechanism that uses trailer inertia. So when you hit the brakes in your tow vehicle, the weight of the boat and the trailer compresses a piston, which pushes brake fluid back into the calipers and actuate the brake. The other cool thing about brake actuators is that they have an electric lockout, so that when you're in reverse and you're putting your boat in, it doesn't work against you to put your brakes on. So when you put your brake lights on, based in the wiring, if you have it set up correctly, it'll disconnect the brakes so the inertia doesn't fight you. So these are the old pads. You can see this one had a fair amount of material left. This was the inward side. That's the outward side.
Oh my gosh.
There was nothing on there. Look at the difference.
Were you getting squeaking or was it beyond squeak?
So, no, it was billowing smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So completely wore the pad out. So compare those to a new set. How's that for a difference? So what I was able to do was cross-reference the Kodiak brake trailer pad. These are Kodiak 225s, and if you cross-reference them, you can get pads that cross-reference to General Motors, MKD 289. So if you have Kodiak 225 calipers and 12-inch rotors, you can use a part number available at any parts store called MKD 289. Kodiak is just a brand. They make trailer components, hubs, brake rotors, mainly brake systems. So you can see on here, yeah, it says Kodiak 225. So that's how I know what they were. The other problem I had with this one is that I had uneven pad wear. So typically what that means is that these are my caliper retaining bolts, which slide through here. And that's how you lock your calipers in. Well, these weren't moving. These should be able to move in there as the caliper moves. Yeah. And you can see they don't go smoothly. I have to really push to get that out of there.
Right.
And when that happens, typically if one side is stiffer than the other, you'll get a little bit of caliper shift. And that's why I had uneven wear. The best grease for that is brake parts lubricant. Part of the reason is that it's silicone-based, not petroleum-based, because you have rubber seals in here, and these rubber seals, eventually a petroleum grease will degrade those. So it's super important to always use a silicone lubricant when you're talking about your caliper posts or your caliper retainers. And then of course I'll Loctite this end as it goes into the carrier.
So you had all these cut right here?
Yeah, $10 each.
Oh really?
And all of them, they give you $250 a pair. Nice. So, and you can always tell your minimum depth.
Did you paint these?
I did.
Nice.
Just to keep the rust off it.
Yeah.
Okay, so these tell you what they are. It's a Kodiak Rotor 12-inch. But see this here? Minimum thickness, 21.6 millimeters. So that's this. So as long as you have more than that, then they can reduce it and true it down to that area. So we mic'd these up and they were 24, so there's plenty of meat. The reason you want a certain amount of thickness is that it's the thickness that dissipates heat. So if this metal gets too thin, it can't dissipate heat and you'll get brake fade. So that's why those have to be a certain thickness. So this is 2017, it's a Grady-White Freedom 235. So the Freedom 235 is considered a active sport fishing boat. So most pure fishing boats would have a center console so that you can wrangle a fish all the way around if you need to. This one has dual consoles, so you drive on the right, there's a small head on the left, and then it's a bow rider. So a little bit more family friendly, gives you a little bit more seating options, which in this case is here. So that's your 23.5 feet.
Okay.
So the Grady's come with really nice big swim platforms back here.
Yeah.
Which for the transom. So this boat measures out at almost 27 feet.
That's
by the time you're done. This one comes with the Yamaha 300, so 300 horsepower, It's obviously a 4-stroke. Grady's are heavy boats. They're very, very solid construction. So you need a lot of horsepower to put them out. This is about as big as you could go with a single engine. And also, you get a little farther off the coast, you probably want to have dual engines just in case. So one of the things I like about Grady's is that they're overbuilt. For instance, look at this door, right? Most times you'll see an access door that's maybe a 1/2 inch thick.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing is bulletproof. I mean, I could stand on that. Look at the hinges, right? These are hinges you usually see on boats that are 35, 40 feet, but they just really just want to overbuild everything. So I said this is a dual sport, so it is a fishing boat. So you've got your live well, and one of the things that Grady does, if you see there's no hard edges, these are all rounded.
Oh yeah?
That's less stressful for the fish, and then they also paint it blue.
Oh wow.
So you keep your bait alive longer.
Yeah.
And this will self-circulate. Then over here, this could be, we use it for storage, but you could use this as a cooler. It does have a drain, or this could be, if you want to keep fish alive, you could do that in there. It's pretty good size. Retractable ski pole. So the nice thing again, if you're fishing, you don't want to have this big pole sitting up here. So this is retractable. It gets it out of the way. Lots of seating. So this is a nice seat there. Pretty good low back support there.
Yeah, this is a great view right here too.
See this just be a comfortable spot.
Right down the center of the bow. Yeah.
This seat actually is a retractable lounge. This button right here, this bottom cushion will auto move all the way out to here. There's you can either use this cutting board or when you're cleaning fish. It's got a nice sink.
Sweet.
Carries 60 gallons of fresh water
To fill up for the fresh water.
One of the things I like about this is that it actually leans over the board. So you can actually, push scrap and everything right out into the water without getting
and it doesn't dribble down the side of your boat.
No, it doesn't. Another great seat here, and of course, it's got a spot for your foot, so if you want to, it's pretty comfortable to sit back this way. But obviously, you can also stand as well. It's got nice grab rails. This has the Fusion stereo system, and one of the nice things they did is they gave you dual controls. So this is the main unit here, but also over here for the driver, you've got another set of controls.
Oh, great.
This has 2 zones of speakers. There's the front speakers up in the bow. See the one there. And one of the nice things I like about the Fusion system is that you can actually vary the volume between the front speakers and the back speakers. Kind of great helm here. This chair, again, this is usually, you usually see a chair like this on something that's 35 or 40 feet.
Yeah.
So well bolstered, really, really comfortable to sit. Armrests on both sides, but if you want to stand up, great spot for your feet here.
Oh, yeah.
Really easy to drive. So your trim tabs are here, and then obviously all your controls. The Yamaha engine control unit sits there, and that gives you your basics, fuel, all of those. Those are your accessories. We've got a VHF radio built in. This one came with a Garmin GPS map. Great unit. It has sonar. We're going to add radar, and it'll all come up right on the screen. Does full GPS. You do waypoints. Yeah, this is great storage. If you think about it, it's super accessible. And,
you can't get them down quicker than that.
Exactly.
Unzip it and they all come falling down on you,
fall
right?
Down, everybody put them on. You also notice there's a bunch of LED lights, so
That's awesome.
they're all over the boat. So one of the nice things about the Grady is it does have a head unit because you got to keep the ladies happy when they're on the boat. So pretty good size. I can get all the way down in there. Pretty amazing for a 23.5. There you go.
That's awesome.
To have that.
Nice.
Pretty well done.
Whew.
All right, this whole under area, so they give you a lot of storage. Close up, you can. So once you do this, and then you bring the windshield over, really protects you from the wind.
Yeah, it's not just the windshield. You also have this panel here,
which makes it really tolerable. Is your bow rider. Nice thing is, just tons of storage from Grady. Put all your cushions in here. These can be coolers. They all have drain areas. There are, I think I've counted, there's 22 drink holders. This is a windlass anchor, so no sitting there manually hauling up the chain of the rope. It's electric, automatically just drops it. Yeah, which is really nice. Drops for it.
So lumen anchor.
Yeah, so you don't have to go anywhere. Just instantly sits there.
Got the windshield wiper for those real nasty days.
Yeah.
Hey, who's this girl coming to check out the boat?
So that has motor tilt obviously on there, although you wouldn't really trim that out to keep the boat stable. I don't know if you can see kind of the Yamaha control, but it is a digital control. And it's quite nice. You've got your fuel, RPMs, voltage, all the things you need to monitor. There we go. So that tightens up. Then you got a really nice tabletop. Take a break for lunch. And you can easily get 4 or 5 people around there without a problem. Hard top is a great feature because it just gives you great shade. This is almost a $12,000 option on the Grady's. It's really worth it.